Okay, well, I guess this is the start of the stream. So that means we are good to go. So let's get this started. All right, we are making Wiqid. So this is the original drawing I had. I make all of my art on paper first. I take a picture and then I go through the process of digitizing it. So this is what we're essentially going to work on next, and I like to call this guy Wiqid. He's essentially a skateboard who got snapped in half, and now he's a monster kind of thing. So that's essentially what we're working with, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so the very first thing I like to do whenever we do this is I like to add a new layer, right? So I'll have my L layer, and then I'll have my W layer. Now, this doesn't actually make a difference. I just like having these layers. These are just what I name them. It's really a matter of preference, but my W layer is my background layer, so it's just white, and my L layer is the one I draw on, right, with my picture layer in between. So the next thing we do, right, is we find something that's appropriate, and then we kind of just trace it, and that's the first step, is tracing. Sometimes we go ahead and we take what was already drawn, and we use the one tool, the bucket fill tool here, and then it actually gives us like that grain texture kind of look, and I really like that sometimes, but for now we're just gonna do this. Some of you notice maybe that my style is kind of something, it's a little sloppy, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I do that on purpose. It's supposed to be kind of rugged, kind of that, right? And it's supposed to be that way. At first it was just a lack of, I don't really want to, go super in depth and make everything perfect, and then after a little bit I noticed, this is actually kind of a style that I've seen before. This is a style I know people like and wear, and it kind of grew on me as well, which is really nice. We're gonna leave that as is. We're gonna try and do like a texture difference here. So it's gonna be like a different shade of the color we're gonna fill it in as. And I was thinking more doing like a red. I'm in between that and a green. But yeah. So for now, we're just gonna do this, and this is just the back design. The front design is yet to be out yet, so this might take a little while. Not too long. Front designs tend to be a lot easier to make, in my opinion, and that's because they're a lot smaller. So that's always a very good thing, I think. It takes a lot less time to make those layers if they're just super small. As you can see, I'm not like perfectly going along with the original art, and that's because it's not going to be the same, right? The original art was kind of it's a blueprint to go off of at the start, but then once I actually start going and designing, I find new things that I like, and I implement those. But it's kind of just like a base template. It's not what's going to be the final design. And I think that, while they're really cool, you can't always get that perfect design that you want to get. Oh, fuck. But you can't always get that digitally. which is unfortunate, but it's also fine, I think. You definitely lose some character because this looks like, I think it looks great as a drawing, and it's not gonna look as good digitized, but it's going to look better digitized than just slapping a picture on a shirt, right? So you kind of have to give a little, but it's fine. You know, it's worth giving it up. It's still gonna look great in the end, I think. So yeah. But we're just finishing up this top part here, and it's kind of yeah. So look at that. That's already, you know, something. But I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought. I've already just kind of quickly gone over it. It's not perfect, you know. You see like these little wobbles here and there. That's fine. We'll go ahead and clean those up just a little bit. Like I said earlier, that kind of style of how do I explain it? I explained it earlier. That rugged kind of style is a style that it grew on me, and I sort of like. Yeah. So now we're just gonna move on to the bottom jaw, and get that in. Yeah. Get those. Get a lot of these little guys in there. For anybody who has broken a board, because if you haven't, then you're either new to skating or you are very, very kind to your board. Splinters get everywhere. Like, splinters are just a thing you can't avoid, right? So I'm trying to make this as like splintery as possible, and I'm using a bit wider of a brush, so it's like a bubbly, right? If I were to put this down to like 5, it's a lot smaller, right? If you look at that, it's a lot smaller than that, right? So it is a lot smaller, but I do want this like bubbly because it provides us a solid base. And then for the very fine details, right? So this is like the outline. This is the original outline, and then for the fine details, we'll go down the sizes, we'll go into the different colors, we'll do stuff like that. But for now, we're just gonna keep it at this because I think it works fine, just like how it is. And yeah. Anyways, I myself haven't broken that many boards. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the greatest skater myself, but I do enjoy it. It's something I find fun to just do every once in a while, and I always had a passion for art, so combining them in this way has always been something nice. You know? So, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah, I combined two things I like is what ended up happening for Eskull. So I actually originally wouldn't have gotten the idea without my one of my good buddies. He was talking about a brand, and he's a skater, and I wanted to help him make his brand. So I made a bunch of art for it, and some of them transferred over to here. This one being one of the designs that transferred over to Eskull. Sorry, but this design transferred over because he didn't do anything with that. So essentially, what I did was I just decided, I put the work in. I'm just gonna do this myself. So might as well. And so far, it's slow paced. It's hard, especially starting out with like no money to help really push this forward. But I'm gonna keep doing it because I like doing it. I think it's fun, and I honestly think if I give it time, if I put work into it, people will learn to enjoy what I'm putting out there. So what we've done now is we've created the original board. We've gotten them outlined out for the main body. Now we just got to get like the flare coming out of him, right? Coming off of him. It's like a portal kind of thing, except it's not really a portal. It's like a constant background that follows him around. I don't know. It was cool when I was thinking it up, and I just kind of go and draw. I don't really put much thought into what I'm going. I just kind of go, and then when it comes out good, I keep it, right? So for this, though, we are just gonna kind of rough cut it. So we're just gonna, yeah, like that, and then we're gonna take another one, go like that, and another one like that. All right, and look at that, flames. Not the prettiest flames, but flames. Right, these ones are a little rugged because I zoomed out. Right, this part right here, you just kind of go in, yeah, and it's gone. Just look at that. It's like it was never there. But we're just gonna do that, and then here, and here. Right. So I make these like small changes, and I honestly think that they make them look better. If they don't look better, I'll usually go back and I'll erase it. I'll try something new. But most of the time they work out, and I'm happy with them. So this one seems to be the same way so far. We're gonna actually try and make that bigger. Like that. And then we're gonna do a little bit of that. Yeah. So now when we get rid of this, the background, it looks like that. I don't know. To me, that looks pretty cool. This one could use some work. Yeah, this one could definitely use some work here. After this, I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna just take a little rest. Things are going on right now outside of this that I need to take care of, so I'll just get this done, and it'll take a short break, and then I'll be back soon. Boom. Just like that. Already looks way better than what it had with that little tiny sliver. But with that, I'm going to take a short break, and be back in a second. All right, and we're back. Okay, a little short break there. Could probably dumb that down for whenever the video comes out. But yeah, so we're probably only gonna finish the outline in this, so we're not gonna actually finish the full design right now. We could get back to the design in the next week, though. Definitely, I'll be finishing this design, and then the shirt should be out maybe the week after that. So about mid-March, you should be seeing the shirt. Just a little late, but well, like I said, it's kind of a busy time. So yeah. Anyways, back to here. Get those flames in. I love flames. So flames have always been something I always thought was hard until I figured them out, and that they are simply just like, it's a lot of use. Right? You're just doing this a bunch, right? And then you put it in pointies, right? And like every once in a while you'll have it like hit, like right here, have it hit a wall, right? So I'm actually we're gonna go down to here. It's actually easier to go up on flames than it is to go down. So yeah, ooh, a little wobble there, but that's fine. It still looks good, I think. So now we got the top portion. Now we just need to get this bottom portion. And these little squigglies, I'm actually going to leave them out for now, and I'm going to do something different, hopefully. So I'm actually going to like just add like a layer of like hue in this whole area. So we're just going to like do a little indicator there for how I want hue instead. But we're going to finish out this flame, and then I think that'll be it for part 1 of creating this design. Part 2 hopefully will be the final part. I didn't expect to make this into multiple parts, but life is full of unexpected, so whatever. It can be fun, you know? If there's a part 2, I can actually probably go into creating the front design on a video. So that should be good. Would you look at that? Having a part 2 has its upsides. This is really nice. Really, really nice, actually. But anyways, this part is, I mean, it's alright. It definitely doesn't look like the flames, but it's also going down, which is different. I'm not used to like drawing flames going down, right? It's not a whole lot different, but it's still different. Also, I definitely put less effort into the downside of drawing this. As you can see, there's just a bunch of big ones, big, 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 and then it's at the bottom, you know, the top one, there's just a bunch of small. I think I was running out of patience when I was drawing the bottom part for this, but yeah, it'll work out. It'll be fine. It'll still look good in the end, because I'm adding all these extra details, right? And that's the beauty of it, right? The first go around, I get it to look all right. The second go round, what do you call 'em? I finish it up. I add other details. I get rid of things I don't like, right? As you can see, because I'm getting rid of all of this flare stuff, and I'm going to add a hue instead. Voice crack. That's where the water comes in. refreshing. But anyways, um, it's always just it's a great process I find. Because in all reality, I could just kind of go in here and I could trace every little detail out, and I could make it the exact same, but one, that's a lot more work for a design that's not as good necessarily as the final designs that I'm putting out with this process. So there's that, and then honestly, yeah, just the changes are. I had a point. I forgot where I was going. I lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So as you can see, this design already looking pretty good. That's a sick looking design on its own, right? The colors have always been a downside for me. I've never been good with colors, but I've had help with some of the colors for designs, and I've been slowly getting better at recognizing, oh, that's a good color, that's a bad color. That is a really tricky angle to get right here. We're just gonna go ahead and do that instead. Yeah, that looks good. Shoot. Wait, no, we had that. There we go. Yeah. And yeah, I've been slowly getting better with colors. I've had to rely on like my friends looking at it and going, "Oh, that color would be good there. That color would be good," and then I do it, and it's like, "Oh, that color is good," and then yeah, because I've never been a color guy. I've always been sketch it out and just leave it as the product it is, and I end up liking the sketches without color better than the ones with color. Because the black and white, honestly, in my opinion, looks better because I always end up screwing up the color. But lately, I've been implementing color in my designs, and it looks all right. And I've been slowly getting better. I've slowly been getting better equipped to utilize color. Like my mind is better equipped. I don't know. That's the wrong word usage, but yeah. And I feel like it's paying off, at least a little bit. Yeah, does that look good? Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Alright, we're gonna go from this side now. Yep, and then do a little something like this. Alright. Yeah, cool. So, having a part 2 is also relating back to the color I was talking about. Having a part 2 is going to be great for that because that gives me more time to think about the colors. Because I'm still not 100% on whether, like I said earlier, I want to go with the red or the green color for this guy, right? Because both, I think, look good. And, yeah. So that looks like we finished it. We covered it. Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks good, right? This little part right here, the outline of where the hue's supposed to be, maybe not so good. We're just gonna label this real quick. Hue. I have no idea if I'm spelling that right, but I'll understand it whenever I come back to it. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if I want to do like the red color like this, where it's the dark red, or if I wanted to do like a green like this, right? So, not sure, but it is what it is, and yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it today. Gotta get back to other things I've been doing. But thanks for watching, and